Well, good evening, South Florida. Good evening, America, and welcome to It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay television talk show. It's 9 p.m., Wednesday, January 26, 2022. Gosh, where's the year flying off to? I'm your anchor, Al Ferguson, and let's start by meeting tonight's It's Happening Out host. First off, let's welcome FayWhat. She's a radio and television personality and has a popular blog and YouTube channel. Apparently likes Vogue a lot. Aiming to unite the L and the G together, watch the FayWhat show, the world's first morning LGBTQ show, Mondays at 9 a.m. online. And, oh, by the way, on your smart TV. Welcome, Faye.
Yes, on Monday, baby. It's going to be coming to you live in your smart TV. Give me a little bit of FayWhat. Yeah. And then like that, I'll pop out. I'm so happy to be here. Hey, another week here at IHO, ready to take over the world, baby, and have fun.
Are any of the other gay boys a little creeped out at this moment? All right, next, let's welcome John Hayden. John's been a journalist for 27 long years.
Wow.
As long as he's had that shirt, it seems.
And now works for several South Florida outlets, including the prestigious SFGN, covering politics, arts, and apparently a lot of the bar scene, but probably mostly for his own happy hours. Good evening, John.
Good evening, Al. This shirt's brand new. It's literally the first time I've worn it.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to be here, and I'm very excited about the Supreme Court justice opening that's coming up. President Biden has an opportunity to name the first black female to the court. I hope she seizes it. I hope it makes Tucker Carlson's head explode. And to quote Mitch McConnell, when Amy Coney Barrett was nominated, it's happening.
Don't talk badly about my buddy Tucker. All right, next, let's welcome Dale Stine. He is a moderator of South Florida's largest LGBTQ plus Facebook group, Miami Gay List. And of course, you know he sits on the Miami Beach Human Rights Committee. He's also an internationally known photographer. Good evening, Dale.
Hi, it's great to be here, and I'm going to just enjoy this time with you shady people.
Shady.
Have a blast.
A lot of shades, lots of reads. And next up, let's welcome Kal Gajraj. Kal is a communications executive and adjunct professor. I always have trouble with adjunct.
Not the junk.
Right. All right, Kal. All right, we're going to get off to it now. He is a regular guest anchor on Queer News Tonight here at the Happening Out Television Network. Good evening, Kal.
Good evening, Al. Good evening, everyone.
So, good evening, South Florida. Good evening, America. As we said, we are the first and most popular live LGBTQ talk show in the world. We have so much to talk about next on It's Happening Out.
This week on It's Happening Out. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, we are going to have so much fun because you're watching a live and unedited LGBTQ talk show. We're like The View with a whole lot more gayness. Right. All right. So anything can happen. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and click the bell for updates. If you're on Facebook, like and share this video. And next week, It's Happening Out, after 3.5 years of growth, will continue in your favorite social media platforms. But starting on Wednesday, February 1st, Happening Out Television Network will become, Tuesday, February 1st, Happening Out Television Network will become the first LGBTQ news, entertainment, and lifestyle network on broadcast television. This means that next Wednesday, February 2nd, It's Happening Out will premiere live on Roku, Apple Television, Google Television, and Amazon Fire TV. If you believe representation matters, an entire new platform begins next week, and we hope you join us. All right, let's begin with a unique meme of the week at It's Happening Out, and this week it's called Pets in Gay Households Would Be Like
Wait a minute. Is this my cat? David, did you get this? It looks just like my cat.
Just another day in this
another day in the homosexual prison.
Yeah. Any big cat lovers here at the table?
Oh, yes.
Hello, I love me some pussy, cat.
I don't.
Well, I love cats. I love my cats.
Yeah.
I'm a dog person.
Dale's profile picture is him with his 2 kitties.
That's
Oh,
right.
really?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a cat person.
And
too.
rescue cats, of course.
And
What did you say about
Faye-
dog position?
Yeah.
Doggy style? Is that
What?
you said?
What was the question?
That's what
Right.
Cal said.
What?
I asked who was the cat people.
And Cal said he was into doggy style.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that's what you-
it's a well-known fact. Cats rules, dogs drool. Well known.
No, I was going to say that, I think the most loved pets in the world are owned by LGBTQ plus people. I'm sorry, we just love our pets. They're our children, like for real.
Yes.
I've watched you running down the street with those dogs. No. Just no.
That's
it.
why you're a cat
All
person.
right. It's happening out as part of Florida's largest LGBTQ plus media network, Hotspots Magazine and the Happening Out television network. Hotspots, by the way, is celebrating 36 years of the LGBTQ experience. Together, we bring you the best of LGBTQ news, entertainment, and support of our LGBTQ plus community. Okay, we do it right at the top of the show. Who needs a drink?
I do.
I do.
Yes, you guys are thirsty.
Let's play our yes or no game called I'd Swallow That. We invite you at home to play right along with us as I ask our host 4 questions. If they agree with the question, they take the shot. And I assure you, this is it's like petro.
Put some hair on your chest with that stuff.
Exactly. And if they disagree, well, it's going to be a long night for everybody, especially me. All right,
Hey,
everybody
Al?
ready?
Hey, Al,
Yeah.
do you know what they drink at the symphony after a performance?
No.
Cello shots.
But
Wow.
You interrupted
Steve,
Al.
you're a
for
little
that.
slow. Right, exactly. All right, so let's play I'd Swallow That. All right, we have been following the historic Jeopardy run of transgender contestant Amy Schneider. Now, we are on 1 hour after this last broadcast episode of Jeopardy. She is the most winning woman of all time. I'd swallow that. Question number 1. LGBTQ Amy Schneider's historic number 2 to Ken Jennings. At least she lost to someone else LGBT.
Yes.
All right, everybody heard this story? Tonight,
Yes, Queen.
Tonight, Roan Talisman defeated Amy Schneider in her streak run of number 41. When we were watching the show, one of the production directors here, David Hopkins, and the director, Steve Smith, thought, wow, he kind of looks gay. There he is, right there, child. Roan, we've fallen in love with you in episode 1 of your streak. And we went to his Facebook group and started to do some research on him. And guess what we found out? He is gay.
What's his
And
name?
his Roan
Talisman.
Talisman.
So Roan is a homo.
Roan is a homo. And he says it first and foremost. He identifies on his homepage at Facebook as, quote, librarian, maphead, maladjusted homosexual, and a member of Team Rocket, which I had no idea what that was until production explained to me it was,
Is that like a pocket rocket? What? Tell me.
no, help me with, Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Thank you, I had forgotten. That's how foreign this is. Roan,
Just remember the poking part, and then
yeah.
you'll never.
Roan, you are a total gay nerd.
Love it.
You've just knocked off the number 1 LGBTQ contestant of all time. All right, so we took the shots. I set it all up. What do y'all think about what we watched?
So she won like 40 times and she loses 1 time and that's it?
Well,
Recount.
That's
Like,
all
come
it-
on. Like,
Right.
she's been there forever.
Wait.
No. But this is not goodbye. This is not goodbye. She's going to
Okay.
be back for the Tournament of
Tournament of
Champions.
Champions.
And
She'll be a host.
and
She'll be a
Tournament
host.
of Champions. I mean, they're going to keep bringing her back. She's going to face Matt Amodio, James Holzhauer. Ken will probably host the show. But no, this is not goodbye. This is I will see you later.
Okay.
Congratulations, Amy.
I think Ken had something to do with this. I think it's a conspiracy.
He cheated?
Yeah.
Wait,
definitely cheated.
he's Georgia? He's
Yeah.
the... Wait,
You think he just called in and said, I just need this many votes?
No, like that's it. She's done.
I only need $4,032. Come on, help me find it. Right? So we're thrilled about this whole process.
No, of course we're thrilled about it, but I am going to miss rooting her on. I mean, like, I was watching Jeopardy for Amy Schneider. I was so involved with all her doings before. Like, she would listen to Eminem before she would go out there and, like, psych herself up. I mean, she was just such a great representation. Not that this gentleman won't be, but
I
just
didn't
love
know
her.
this. Amy Schneider is listening to the main soundtrack to 9 Mile.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. Amy, we're Queer News Tonight, and it's happening out at the Happening Out Television Network. Call us. All right. Next, China has become increasingly anti-LGBTQ+ in the past year. I'd swallow that question number 2. I worry for LGBTQ at the historic gayest Olympics ever winter in China. 17 gay Olympians so far, gay Olympians that have come out for Beijing. Do y'all worry about gay Olympians in Beijing?
The fact that they're gay at the Olympics in China, those 3 components together, I would say probably in an ordinary time, whatever that means, I would be more worried. But because of the COVID protocols and everything that are in place, I think it's going to be a lot less easy for people to get in trouble or to get hurt or injured in some other situation that might be more easy to happen if there were less stringent protocols. Did I say that?
Yeah, I understand. You know, people are saying over and over again, why is the Olympic Committee in Geneva selecting totalitarian countries? Why are they even there in the first place? Why even have to decide we're going to boycott or we're going to protest or reporters are not going to go because of the countries that they select that are so totalitarian in the first place? Why are we doing that?
Like, where are they going next? Hungary? Like, why would you do that? I don't know. Like, I don't get it, Al, because they can. I mean, just because, they're the damn Olympics, you know?
There's a selection process that takes place when there's presentations and the Olympic Committee has to interview these cities years in advance, and there's a lot of money and revenue behind it. So I understand it.
Bribes.
What do y'all think about 17 out Olympians so far? Do we care about?
Yes. Yes. Come on, it's the reason I was watching the Olympics the last time at all. Like, I got so enthralled with these sports people and what they did on their off time. I started knitting myself. I was all into it.
There's a queen. There's a dyke. Oh,
there's mine. There's yours.
And we talk about what's happened in China over the last year or so, but let's also remember that Hong Kong is going to host a gay dating show that's going to appear in there. Taiwan is going to host the gay games in 2 or 3 years.
Yes, Taipei.
So the People's Republic is so bipolar on the whole thing. So let's hope that the good side comes out during the Olympics.
All right. Well, and by the way, Faye's joke about the knitting, everybody knows the British diver. He's made knitting fashionable. Those long, what are they? Oh, never mind. All right. South Florida is warm and comfortable all year. I love this story, by the way, except when it's not. We are expected this weekend to hit temperatures in the 30s in South Florida this coming weekend. I'd swallow that question number 3. What does that lead to? Well, it's a sign that, like Game of Thrones, winter is coming, and that's scary because iguanas will be falling from the skies. Mm-hmm. Do you think that that's true? Winter is coming.
Yes, absolutely.
And iguanas are falling.
No, that is definitely true. They will definitely be falling from the trees.
It happens all the time. So iguanas are cold-blooded.
Even when it gets like 40 degrees, 45
When the weather goes below 45 degrees, then they get cold stunned. You know, it's like this.
Cold.
It's like this. Yeah. It's kind of like what I look like when I see you with a young Cuban guy, Al. Where I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like that. That's the iguana gets like that and then falls on the floor frozen.
Yeah, and some people have been known to, some idiots have been known to take them like into their cars because they don't realize
that they're still alive.
They're not
going to take them home and eat them or something that's so not vegan.
Yes.
But they don't realize it. And then, of course, they get in the car where there's heat. And then they come to life and they're like, oh my God.
I'm being attacked by an iguana.
You know,
we've
done It's Happening Out for 3.5 years. One of the segments that we did, Chef Josie, who owns Bubbles and Pearls on Welton Drive, we did a segment where it was like, these damn things are just obnoxious. So what should we do? Chef Josie cooked one. And we ate it.
Oh, isn't that against
Tastes
the
like-
law deal?
No. People are trying to have them. It is legal to kill them. When they freeze and fall to the ground, you can cut their heads off.
No, Al, you murderer. What does it taste like? Chicken?
Chicken. It does.
Why does everything taste like chicken?
Just like 20-year-olds.
Go to La Boy, yeah.
I knew that was coming. I saw it, I heard it, I felt it in my bones.
So I grew up more inland in the western part of the county. And as kids, when the iguanas fell out of the trees, and there were hundreds of them that would just fall out, we used to bury them. And it's not
Where would
recommended
they
to do
go?
that. You don't do that
God,
because
you murderer.
thought that they were dead, but when they warmed up, they came
just
out of the
dug
ground.
right out, right.
And it was usually
You
like
have
a
to
scene out
cut
of
their
a horror
heads off.
Oh my God, that's the
And
kind of
by the
living
way,
iguana.
The state wants you to do that. Kill the iguanas.
Well, there was a.
They're a pest.
Well,
So am I, but I keep getting invited back.
Right.
Oh, I
Off
want to
with
have
your
your
head.
head cut off. Oh, right.
Play dead, so you see what
They
happens.
did.
Get
Exactly
cold
right.
stunned.
they were going
And-
to kill them humanely. There was
and-
talk about killing them humanely.
And scene. All right.
Okay.
2022 is off and running. Things may not be going exactly as we had planned already, January 26th for 2022. But we wonder, are we going in the right direction? I'd swallow.
The
The
drinks
shot
are
hit me
kicking
a
in.
little.
Clearly, we are going in the right direction.
Right. I'd swallow that. Question number 4. The first month of 2022 is done. And I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
Yes.
Yes.
Are we happy?
Yeah.
Yes, I celebrated a milestone birthday.
What milestone?
It was my
40.
40th.
Can I make the joke that Indian descendant doesn't crack? Or,
Brown don't frown.
oh, brown don't frown.
Yes, Botox.
All you have to do is look at Faye and know that that's
There's
not.
no Botox, no fillers,
A lot of Botox.
nothing.
Look, let me tell you. Let me say something. Like before, like during COVID made us feel like we were like one day felt like 3 years. It just feels like
Totally.
we're like living in dog years right now, right? Because it's the end of January and we're like, that's it. We've only gone through January where we've lost 1 million people. We've got this virus that came back. We were on long lines. Like all this stuff happened, and it's only the end of January.
Is anybody horrified that we've gotten through the entire month of January and we still have to listen to the tonal quality of Faye's voice? I'm curious.
Get used to it, mother effers.
Mother
Al needs a 5th shot.
Yeah. Well,
You know what? I'm going to say something. Do something I rarely do. Say something very heartfelt. I am happy with where I am.
Are you?
Right now. We're a month in. I had a great New Year. I started it with my dad. We celebrated his 75th birthday while at sea. And tonight, as I do several nights a month, I get to sit here with many of my friends and enjoy a great evening. And you as well, Al.
yeah. Wow. Wait, wow, was that shady? And it's also a lie because I was getting ready to say on January 26, 2021, I didn't know John Hayden because even after all the years that he was on Deco Drive, I had never heard of him or cared about him.
It's okay. Nobody else had either.
And right. And now on January 26, 2022, John Hayden has become my friend and we hang out and have fun together.
We do.
Wow.
So I hope that shade that you flashed over me is now caught right here in the middle of your throat.
It's already occupied.
It's already full of something else. All right. Next up, let's consider the best thing of the week. We call it How to Be Gay. Bad advice with sugar and spice. If you don't know them, watch this. And do we have sound?
Personality trait about being gay. Because, let's face it, that's the only interesting thing about you. Step 2. Answer everything with the word gay. Hi, what's your name? Gay. What do you do for work? Step 3. Sleep with your entire friend group, cheat on all your relationships, and blame it on unresolved childhood trauma. All while listening to Lady Gaga, bleaching her hair, and posting on Twitter. Ooh.
Sugar and spice. What do we think? That was, I believe, TikTok.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
I
pretty
love
sure
that.
it's
Sleep with all your friends. Don't worry about it. It's all
All
good.
your friend circles.
John embraces that strategy, by the way.
So I've
And
heard.
Clearly.
he doesn't get much action because he has no friends.
Is this going to be a banter night between John and I?
Well, wait. He threw down first, but
did.
now I'm all in.
The temperature
right.
just dipped.
What do y'all
in
think
here.
about Sugar and Spice?
I think they're adorable. I love their looks. I love what they represent, and I think I love the younger generations, the younger generation, having embraced TikTok and all the social media platforms so beautifully, and what a great way to bring all things gay to the world.
Isn't TikTok now like the #1 platform?
#1 platform.
Wow. Wow.
You know, last night with Tony, my friend Tony Lima, Faye and I, all of our friend Tony Lima,
Who showed up last night?
we hosted. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry. Repeat that one more time.
Who showed up
Oh,
last
yeah.
night?
Great, Tony. Thank you. At SunServe, they have a youth program at SunServe, and we hosted it last night because at Queer News Tonight, we're going to have a teenager high school takeover of Queer News Tonight, where it's all teenagers.
Wow. So it'll actually be a good show.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. It won't be John stumbling through the words.
Steve won't have to do any retouch correcting.
Yes, exactly, exactly right. It was really interesting to me because as many jokes as I get on being the privileged older gay white guy, it's true. And it was a fresh reminder to me last night because all of these teenagers in the room, and they had absolutely nothing in common with me. And everything that I talked about, it was like,
Crickets?
crickets.
Really? Nothing.
Crickets. And it was like, I several times I thought, if they had the mental ability to have my head explode, just like, and the only person that would have gone before me was John Hayden.
That's it.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. Anything else we want to add on?
They were a great group, though.
Yeah.
They were a very great group. And,
What are the ages?
engaging.
What are the ages range? Age range from
All teenagers. High school.
13? Oh, so it's
High
like
school.
15,
Like
16,
15 to
17.
19, yeah.
It's
The
fascinating.
age group
Max
where
was
they
once the
think they
oldest
know
person, so-
everything and absolutely know nothing. That age group. Everybody know who I'm talking about. All right. Now, let's move on to a segment called What's on Your Mind. Each host is going to tell us in just 30 seconds what is important to them this week. But remember, in just 30 seconds, or you're going to hear that bell. FayWhat? Let's start with you. What's on
Sure.
your mind this week?
FayWhat? Ozark season 4. That is what's on my mind. Wendy, Marie, Bird, and Ruth. You bitches are like everything to me, all right? I bow down to you. Listen, when Wendy went and ripped that telephone off the wall, you could just feel her emotion. I really want to sleep with her, and I don't know how to get that out of my head while I'm watching it. So, all about Ozark season 4. Watch it. I can't believe they're teasing us by only giving me 7 episodes. I need it all.
Wow, did anybody else's sinuses clear?
Al, that was really funny.
John Hayden, what's on your mind this week?
On my mind this week is the not slow death of the LGBTQ social scene in Palm Beach County, but the apparently quick death of it. There is only one bar left, Mad Hatter Lounge, that is exclusively LGBTQ plus owned in Palm Beach County, a county of 1.5 million people, which is more than 11 U.S. states. You can read about the decline of the neighborhood in general and in Palm Beach specifically in this week's SFGN on stands and online tomorrow.
Absolutely.
That's
so
Trump's fault.
apparently that's right. He's a resident there. But apparently what's on John's mind this week is self-promotion. Got it. There we go. All right. And Dale Stine, what's on your mind this week?
Wow. Well, what's on my mind? First, Ozark. Ozark, yeah. But
Right?
really-
No, right, Dale?
Oh
Right?
My God. Oh my God.
Okay, now start your 30 seconds.
Okay. Now, hand off the bell. So what's on my mind is we're approaching Black History Month, which is February, and that month was chosen because it coincides with Frederick Douglass, who was an escaped enslaved person who became an activist and whatnot, and then of course Abraham Lincoln, the president who helped free all the enslaved people. So it's a great time for us to all look at ourselves and look at our lives and see where we might have our embedded racism within ourselves. And where I work at Unity on the Bay, you can do a 24-day program to work on your own anti-racism. UnityOnTheBay.org. Go there. Join me.
Very nice. And if you haven't seen it, I would draw attention to Monday at Queer News Tonight. We had an Afro takeover that is breathtaking.
Phenomenal.
5 Afro Black anchors at Queer News Tonight. It was literally breathtaking. And Kal Gajraj, what's on your mind this week?
Like I alluded earlier, this month was my birthday. It was a huge milestone for me. So for me, it's been about international travel. I haven't been able to travel internationally since before the pandemic, and it was my first international journey since then. And it was a very great, positive experience. And just being able to travel, and the CDC changed the guidelines for international traveling coming back into the United States. So basically, you just have to sign a waiver to leave, and you just have to test negative to come back.
Very nice, and I'm very excited for you. And as kind of a travel guy, been to 147 countries. The travel question I'm getting ready to ask you in what you just told us that you just did. So please tell us, who did you do?
A lot.
No, who?
Who did you?
No, he heard the question.
There were a couple hotel guests, a couple people who worked at the bar.
A couple valet guys, a couple cooks. I mean,
bar backs, chef,
Oh, you were
waiter.
joking.
I was joking. Hello.
Meanwhile,
where did you go, Kal?
I went to Cancun, Tulum, and did a trip to Chichen Itza.
Yeah, I love Chichen Itza. Is that your first trip?
It was, to Chichen Itza, yes. So I have this
amazing,
goal of seeing
isn't
the
it?
7
You
wonders
drove
of the
from
world.
Cancun. I know, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to do that once in your life.
Yeah.
All right, next, let's catch up on the news from the world of entertainment. Batgirl. Oh my goodness. Batgirl, yeah. I'm not even looking at Faye, and I know she's all a Twitter already. Batgirl is getting a trans roommate in the upcoming HBO Max, and this is important because it's a feature film featuring a trans character. Even better, she's being played by a trans actress. So our celebrity hot topic is DC Comics and HBO cast the first trans character ever, Ivory Aquino, in Batgirl movie. What do y'all think about this?
Super elated, super elated. I was doing some research, and they had mentioned back in 2011, DC Comics had said that they were going to relaunch their entire line, right? And so one of the writers, Gail Simone, she said that, that they were going to add LGBTQ plus characters no matter what, blah, blah, blah. 10 years later, now we get Batgirl. So I mean, it took them 10 years to really get this from the comic book to the silver screen, and it's made by a big money house, right? It's a studio, excuse me. So I mean, it's about time. And this girl is just que linda. She's beautiful. She's going to be a great addition to Batgirl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely great to see this representation now on the silver screen, and for our generations to have grown up, on comics, and then also for the new generations that get to see someone like them on TV and in the movies.
And I think really also because of so many things that are being done to hurt trans people in the states and legislation and government, this kind of representation, and harkening back just a few minutes ago, Amy Schneider, and then this kind of representation where there's big money behind it, I think it's just so important. It's just vital, and it's amazing for our community.
But we have to support. That's the thing. We're always bitching and complaining that we're not represented, that we don't see ourselves, and then something like this comes out and we don't go out. If Black Panther was gay, would it have been the huge success that it was? We've got to go out there and use our money and pay those tickets and go support.
Yeah.
Spend your gay money.
Yeah, spend your gay money. It's a great story. It's interesting to me that we're doing so much representation, especially in the trans community, in representation, which is a community that is under complete attack. Total. And maybe not as much support as should exist in the L and the G and the B and the Q in our community. So this kind of representation really does matter. Am I Tony Lima? Right? I'm playing the role of Tony Lima. All right. Well, that's our discussion on entertainment. Next, we report that Happening Out Television Network helps support our LGBTQ community. One example is Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. We're broadcasting from our permanent set studios, the Happening Out Television Network studios, supporting that partnership here at Sunshine. The network broadcasts the largest LGBTQ religious broadcast in the entire world, with more than 30,000 watching every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and it's totally live. We encourage you to tune in, and our campaign of sponsorship proudly supports Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church. Watch this.
I'm Mayra Hidalgo Salazar, the Deputy Executive Director of the National LGBTQ Task Force. We are the world's largest civil rights organization, and we are stronger when all of us stand together. That's why Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Well, up next, if we were standing around the proverbial LGBTQ plus water cooler, I think this is what we would all be talking about this week. We refer to it as our hot topic of the week. Florida. It's really difficult to say Florida. Again, Florida now next has advanced a bill to the House that would ban educators from being able to discuss anything LGBTQ+. Rights activists are calling it the Don't Say Gay bill. Our hot topic of the week, Florida says don't say gay, so we say
gay proudly.
What do y'all think about what, bitches, what do y'all think about what we're watching in Florida?
What's disturbing, I mean, now they're like literally getting into some First Amendment territory, but also how, I'm not sure, and I'm not a legal mind, I'm barely a mind at all, but how can we, I mean, marriage equality is literally national public policy.
For now.
Not being able to be put in jail for sodomy has been national public policy for more than 20 years now. So we are here. And to say that you can't talk about it is really just a violation of not only rights, but reality.
And it kills me about these little kids, you know, I mean, the suicide rate has already gone up from COVID, right? Let's throw this into the mix. Like, I remember as a child knowing that I was different, but having that special teacher that I can sit and talk with, that was a safe place. And now and you're taking that away from these kids. You're putting a kid back in the closet, basically.
Allow me to ask the question that is being discussed in many circles. The Republicans in Tallahassee that are definitely in control, the governor's house of DeSantis, they say there's no role of sexual identity in schools, and so therefore it shouldn't be discussed. What would be the same reaction? The standard of, or the litmus test of reasonableness is to apply to varieties of diversity communities. What would be happening right at this moment if the Florida House and that committee had passed through, you can't talk about anything that has to do with black people or Latino people?
Well, they practically are.
Well, they are doing that with critical race theory.
Yeah,
they're alleging all that stuff. So,
well, okay, so we let's grant that for a second. But you can't use the word black or African American in community or Latin America. We can't talk about Cuban Americans because it is Latino, and therefore that's not something that we want to discuss in schools.
Al Sharpton would just blow up.
There would be an
He would just blow up.
uprising. Yeah, the uprising would be so grand and tremendous. It would be
there's the first question. Is the response to what Florida is doing large enough in terms of what's happening for LGBT?
You mean is our response?
Our response.
No. I don't think so at all. I mean, I think the response thus far is negligible. I mean, from what I'm seeing and from what I'm perceiving in the social media realm.
This has been going on for about 10 days. I have not had a single person. I live in Wilton Manors, the gayest place on planet Earth. I haven't had a single LGBTQ person say, Al, what's going on in Tallahassee? Not one.
So what do we do about this? Well, we're talking about it, which is a major first step.
Yeah.
That we're talking about it and putting it out there. So if you're listening, we need to speak up.
But the people who are supposed to be talking about it aren't even talking about it. As a journalist, I am on a lot of mailing lists, and I've gotten 2 email blasts about this when I'm on well over 100. And
Wait,
that's
I want to make sure I understand what you just said. Pornhub is not talking a lot about Don't Say Gay?
They're not talking about it so much as they're moaning about it.
What are we going to do about this?
We got to keep talking about it. You know, these are the same legislators that, you know, were mandating against school boards for making their students wear masks during the pandemic. So it begs me to question, you know, are they there to protect your children? You know, and who's going to protect them? These people are elected to do this.
Yeah.
Anybody have any really good ideas besides talking about it?
I mean, because I think about the power of corporate dollars, but that doesn't really fly with the school system, I guess, does it?
The real serious issue here, I know SAVE is active in this subject now. Equality Florida is active in this subject. I'm sure HRC and the National Task Force are going to get into this subject. However, our advocacy and through those routes are vitally important, but may not cross the finish line in the way that we want to. One of the other things that's very disturbing to me and what's going on in Tallahassee is if you can't talk about gay in school, a teacher can't do it, what happens when a teacher says, I refuse to go along with that kind of censorship? Do they get fired? Do they get censored? Do they get a pay reduction? Are they admonished? What happens to them? I'm concerned about teachers and the students that violate if this becomes law. And second, we have a vibrant and active PFLAG program with parents and young people that are in these schools, both middle school and high school. And we have an active GSA program in high schools. We're minutes and moments away from a high school that has a very robust GSA program. Does that mean GSA programs are banned because they can't talk about their orientation? And what does that say to them in terms of their value and importance in the community? What do you think? Talk about the students for a moment. What does it say to students? How are they going to react to this if this becomes law?
It's funny because it's all for the students, but nobody's really looking at the students. You know, I mean, this is your formative years. This is when you're really trying to find yourself and you're lost, and maybe you're trying to figure out your sexual identity, and you can't even talk to anybody at school about this. Like, I fear for the lives of many children. I really do. It's really dark times. Mayor Pete, his husband is an ex-teacher, and even he said that, you know, it's going to be dark days ahead for some of these children that are going to be closeted again.
Yeah. Hopefully, I haven't read the legislation in its current form. Hopefully, since it's not curricular, clubs will still survive, but by not putting the imprimatur on it of the state on it, it's going to make it harder because they can't talk about it in the classrooms.
Well, how can a teacher be a sponsor of a GSA?
Like I said, I haven't read it, but if it's outside the curriculum, if it's a school club, the courts have often said, no, you have to allow certain groups.
But this is Florida. It's not going to happen that way. They're going to freaking just close them all out. Someone's going to come to school looking for that club and needing that club, and that club won't exist.
Help me understand, what's the motivation going on?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what is do they think by not saying gay, that gay is going to go away? Because it's not going to happen. I mean, just because I'm not saying I'm gay, well, we all know I'm gay. That's fine.
You are? Votes and money. That's the motivation. Votes and money.
So the votes of the right, right-wing base.
So it's like taking a stick to a hornet's nest. It's just beating up support for your individual perspective is what you think.
Yeah, I do.
So we're using our students as the wedge and bait to raise money to win elections.
Yeah.
You said this before, Al. It's the lowest hanging fruit, right? They're going after our children and trans.
Yeah. Do you think before the midterm elections we're going to figure out a strategy to stand up against this?
No.
Or are we just outmatched? We can't compete with this.
Because we're not competing with anything that has logic or intelligence or a mind to really think and know and be and feel and do. We're up against this craziness that is not based in fact or science or reality. So how do you combat that with anything that's real and of substance?
By the way, I'm not sure, Dale, did you watch the 4 years of Donald Trump being president of the United States, or the response of the COVID commission in the White House on a daily basis? Did
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right. That answers that question. Are we just resigned to this, to the conclusion of what likely we're going to see, and it's just we're resigned to it?
I think we're cold stunned, like the iguanas.
We're falling out of the trees.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Hope your head doesn't get cut off.
You know, I honestly, this is a hot topic that we're discussing this week. We say, you know, would we be standing around the cooler and discussing this? I think we would be. But also, is the LGBTQ community standing around the cooler and talking about this?
No.
No.
I think a lot of LGBTQ people wait for somebody else to do it. You know, everybody keeps on waiting for someone else. Okay, they'll take care of it. Don't worry. All right, I'll stay gay and everything will be fine. And no.
And to the LGBTQ parents that are out there that have kids in school, I urge them to get involved, join their PTA, run for local school board seats, because that's the only way they're going to be able to make a difference locally, and then hopefully, you know, make that change. Because these curriculums are designed in a particular way. You know, they're designed to teach and not what to teach you during Black History Month or American history. You know, and everything has changed since 9/11. You know, so if you pick up a history book now, it's not the same as it was when we were going to school.
You know, I read an op-ed over the weekend that said, could we be watching 1937 or 1938 Nazi Germany? And what happens is people that are in power come in and rewrite history in Germany to create the decision-making that took place on homosexuals in 1939 and the Jewish community. And the power of those that had the power to rewrite intent did it. And then it becomes fact. And then it becomes enforceable. And then it leads to horrible consequences. Is that what we're watching here?
Yes.
Well, America's led the way on that. America's led the way on that. Who won the Civil War? The Union Federal Soldiers. Who wrote the history and erected statues? The traitors and murderers that ran the South.
Yeah. Well, I wish I could end this segment of this hot topic in a really super positive way.
It's a good thing I have an extra shot.
But I was going to say,
I have an extra shot right here because we're going to need it. And you know what? And I'll say a big call to our allies. Allies out there, we need you, man. We really do. If you're a parent and you know someone or love somebody in the LGBTQ plus community, guess what? You're an ally, and we need you to stand up and speak for us, because they'll probably listen to you before they listen to us.
You know, and one final thought, and we're going to move on, because we all know how difficult this topic is. It's important, but we know how difficult it is. One of the things that is super interesting to me is this is January 26, 2022, and Donald Trump is not President of the United States. And arguably, we're in the darkest moment of conversation that we've had, and it's happening out in 2 years. And he's not the president. It's not exclusively Donald Trump. That's my only point.
But we have a lot of residual.
Yeah, true. All right, well, let's move on. Let's explore our LGBTQ world this week with some silly and also some important headlines in the LGBTQ plus news that are in the headlines this week. This is going to be a lightning round. Let's discuss them in our segment called Saved by the Bell. And you'll understand why we call it Saved by the Bell, because there is a twist. We are only going to discuss each one of these headlines for just 1 minute. At the end of that minute, you're going to hear that bell, and that means you got to stop and move on. Here we go.
What does this sound like?
Yeah, it sounds. Thank you, John. See, that's why he's my friend.
Screw you, John. Oh my God.
Okay, Saved by the Bell, headline number 1. We'll talk about that now. When the Senate Minority Leader made a comment that made people realize he doesn't see African Americans as American, hashtag bitch, or Mitch, please, whoops. Hashtag Mitch, please, started trending on Twitter. Saved by the Bell, headline number 1. There is black voting rights collapse in America, and Mitch, please. McConnell. Watch this.
What's your message for voters of color who are concerned that without the John L. Lewis Voting Rights Act, they're not going to be able to vote in the midterm?
Well, the concern is misplaced, because if you look at the statistics, African American voters are voting in just as high a percentage as Americans. A recent survey, 94% of Americans thought it was easy to vote. This is not a problem.
Can we say that again?
We have Americans, and then we have African Americans. What do we think?
Mitch, please. I mean, did you love I don't know the guys' names. I try not to know Republicans' names. But the two behind them, the one on his right, if you're looking at the left, when he says that statement that is so, like, shake your head, what?
Offensive.
The guy behind him gets, like, his eyes start darting all over the place. Like, what WTF did he say?
I would like to hear a response from, our African American friends who voted for Trump and support this party, and get their reasoning of, that's not what he meant to say, and see what they have to say about this, because it was clear that it's them versus us.
Look, everybody makes mistakes, right? Joe Biden a couple of years ago had said something along the lines as in poor kids are just as talented and great as white kids, okay? Again, everybody makes a mistake, but unfortunately with Mitch, please, I think it's actually what he really truly believes,
Right.
And remember, he thinks he is staying, and he probably is staying true to the founders' vision, giving 1/3 of the government to the actual people.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to going to Kentucky and visiting Tara, the plantation that he owns.
Right.
All right.
Mitch, please.
Right.
Wow.
Mitch, please.
Christian Walker, the Trump supporting son. Speaking of black men that represent us very well.
Call him up.
Christian Walker, the Trump supporting son of conservative football player Herschel Walker, said he doesn't like to be called the ghetto G word. The ghetto G word. And that rainbows on Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood make him puke. Saved by the Bell headline number 2. You ready? Herschel Walker's son says he's not gay. He just likes men. Watch this. Steve, you'll have to give us some direction. Okay. Well,
he says he doesn't like to be gay, called gay. So I will oblige him in that, and I won't call him gay. But his father was a running back, but he's a wide receiver.
He looks more like a tight end. Is that a position? I hope I said that right.
Yeah, it is.
First off,
Go!
It's terribly inappropriate to focus on masculine, feminine traits. But I'm sorry.
He's as gay as they come. I'm sorry.
Just as gay as they come. It's interesting. The Afro takeover of Queer News Tonight this week talked extensively about him, and in the same show, they talked about the horrible things that were going on in Nigeria. And several of the anchors at Queer News Tonight made the point of, well, he could take his exact same philosophy. Go to Nigeria and see how much he liked the protection that he got as a conservative in Nigeria. Okay, and great. I'm told by production we can show you this. Watch this.
Damn, bro.
Not attracted.
Not attracted to Dave Rubin. No. You would crush the gay conservative space in comparison to Dave Rubin, who has like zero fucking.
Well, don't put that ghetto G word on me. I just like masculine men. I don't want to be lumped in with the rainbow people.
What's the what?
Gay I'm not a gay conservative. I'm a conservative who likes men. I don't want to be lumped in with the rainbow peeps.
Oh my god! Okay, I love that. Okay.
Damn, bro. Not attracted.
Not attracted.
I mean, I know that I don't have the deepest voice, but come on, girl.
Come on,
Bitch,
girl.
please.
Yeah.
Bitch, please. I don't want to be lumped into the rainbow people.
Don't put me in a box.
And that just indicates to me that he doesn't really know the history,
honey. He's like 3. I mean, seriously,
of the rainbow flag.
We're at the end of the time. You know who I want to really call out in this? Congratulations, Herschel Walker, who is likely running for Senate in Georgia. You've raised such an incredible son. Congratulations to you.
That is gay.
Yeah.
Very gay.
Many.
Wide receiver.
Right.
Definitely not a
But don't come to Florida because we can't talk about you in the school. Many corporations, next, are frequently accused of pinkwashing or rainbow capitalism. But it seems that a lot of them are ready to put our money where their mouths are. Saved by the Bell headline number 3. Corporate America and 500 corporations call on the Senate this week to pass LGBTQ plus non-discrimination, the Equality Act. What do y'all think?
These are the corporations that we need to be supporting.
Yes.
Okay, we need to look at these 500 corporations and whatever it is, replace them with the people that you're using now, all right? Because they have our best interests. You know, they're fighting for us, right? Am I wrong?
And they're doing what the government is not taking care of.
No.
They're taking care of the people, their employees.
What do y'all think about the concept that these 500 corporations, this program initiative is led by the HRC, our top advocacy organization in America, which is great. These big corporations are falling into line versus the guy who won't, in his bakery, bake the wedding cake. What do y'all think about giant corporations' equality stance versus the guy that goes, my religion, my religion,
Well,
my religion?
these 500 corporations are, creating this pathway of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and they're employing the majority of our workforce. And they also stand as an example for other corporations to follow suit. And those other companies, like those bakeries, they become the minority in this situation.
Y'all think this is a big deal for us? The Equality Act has no chance of passing. Do you think, therefore, this is still a big deal, or
You're saying like this could be a waste of time?
It
it is a waste of time.
It is definitely.
Well, I think it's still important, though.
Still important.
I still believe
Why?
that
Why
it's
is it important?
Because these, headline stealing self-martyrs are still going to be the ones that are going to grab the headlines over the years. But these corporations supporting us are the ones that do ultimately put the most money back into the community. Whether you see it's a Stoli banner at Pride or even just T-shirt clothing. I had a rainbow panda on at Pride that came from Target.
Interesting. Okay. Next up in Saved by the Bell, a new study showed that gay, cisgendered males, by the way, John, we're talking about you, make 10% less than their heterosexual counterparts. All women, Faye, we're talking about you, make less than that. With gay and Dale, we're talking about you. Trans women making the least. Saved by the Bell headline number 4. New data reveals, I'm making a joke, of course, LGBTQ plus workers earn 90 cents on the dollar. What do y'all think about that?
I think it depends on your career path.
And
in the company that you work for, I particularly don't fit into this statistic, and I know that because I've earned a seat at the table, and I also helped pick it out.
Because you rich, bitch.
You picked the table out that you're sitting at. I love that. Okay. But you're not typical, Cal. That's what
I know. That's why I said it depends on your career path.
Yeah.
There's a lot of LGBTQ of the community that become doctors and lawyers. And if you're fortunate to have a career path that earns you that type of salary, versus, other types of professions that earn less, I mean, it's...
Well, to challenge the observation a little bit, if you're an attorney and you're in a big firm, there is a chance in this reporting survey, we don't know exactly, that you could be an attorney in a giant firm with 300. You could be at Morgan & Morgan, and because you're gay, you're making 90 cents on the dollar of your counterpart. There's a possibility of that being here. So while you own the table and the building that the table's in and all of the vehicles that are moving around the building, that's not the experience. Of course, I'm making a joke of many, many people. The broad concept is, what do you think about 90 cents on the dollar for LGBT, 80 cents on the dollar for black, 70 cents on the dollar for women.
Well, and 97 cents on the dollar for white men like you, Al. So what this tells me is that you should pay for dinner tonight, not me.
Motion seconded.
We're done. All right. Finally,
Anonymous
tonight,
pass.
we're the LGBTQ community. So what does that mean?
Sex!
Yeah, I'm always a little disturbed, and my friends say this too, that the lesbian
You're a
is the
little
one
disturbed?
that right,
I would say
that
you're a lot
screams at first. So, of course, it does mean sex and relationships. So let's play another game. We've played this from the original show at It's Happening Out, which I'm going to tell you a bit more about in a moment. This game asks, who would you do and what would you do with 3 different interesting people? And when I look around this table, I already know what they're going to.
I can show you.
Yeah.
It's always so hard.
It is.
Really? Tonight, our game is Shag, Marry, Chop. Kal came with jokes tonight. That's great. And our theme is, and this is an interesting one, pets with hot owners. So this week, we're going to play with Peanut the Squirrel, Oliver Weimaraner, and Priscilla the Parrot.
Okay, Oliver has a Weimaraner. I don't know what the hell word you said, but the Weimaraner is the pup. All right.
Oh,
what an interesting last name Oliver has. Weimaraner.
That was super shady, and production is loving you right now for the shade that you just read me with.
This is not about bestiality.
Okay, no, it is not. It's gay people love their pets.
Oh, adorable.
All right, so let's play Shag, Marry, Chop, and we'll begin with the biological woman at the table, and that's FayWhat.
FayWhat? You know, let me tell you, this is difficult. They're all super hot, and their pets are cutie too. So I am going to...
This is so easy, it's beyond easy.
I am going to shag Priscilla.
Really?
Priscilla's
Why?
owner, the bird. He's just a cutie, and I just hope that the bird can talk to me during sex. I'm all about that. FayWhat? FayWhat? I love that.
That's a great idea.
And then I'm going to marry Oliver because I love Walmariners.
Oh
you know?
my God!
And I mean,
what's so obvious? Oh, you're.
And Peanut, Peace. What is that? A squirrel? That's gross. No, that's a rat. That is a rat with a cute tail.
No,
that's a rat with a keratin. No,
Who's looking at the rat? We're looking at the sweatpants, child.
Oh, he's cute. Look at his tricks. Yeah, that's me.
All right. And okay, you're dismissed. Thank you. And John Hayden, who are you shagging?
Well, first, you can't see this on camera, but we've got the best mascot in the world here, as long as we're talking about pets. Luna, our lover, and she is just the sweetest thing.
You can see her, by the way, this week on FayWhat.
Yes, you can.
We need a Luna cam.
She got in bed with this hottest guy. Oh my God, and some girl. I don't know. All right.
All right, so Shag, I'm going to do the owner of Peanut because, like a squirrel, I'm just trying to get a nut. I'm going to marry Oliver because the dog is just adorable, and I'm going to chop the owners of Priscilla because birds, ew.
You can't handle a threesome anyway. It's okay.
It would be a 5-some apparently with birds.
Ooh. You know, parrots are really dirty, nasty, obnoxious.
Piggy. Oh, they're piggy is what you're saying.
Yeah. Right. Wait, I didn't say
That's
that
a different
bad. Right. And Dale, who are you going to shag?
Oh, this is a tough. I know you think it's an easy
Oh, no,
category.
Priscilla just went up a little. I just saw this. Now that's cute. That is cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to.
Now wait, and I should also tell you, one of the things that Dale is very famous for at Miami Gay List is he is basically a photo whore. I don't know if y'all know this, but he is a gay male photo whore. He shows pictures of some of the most beautiful men on the planet.
Most beautiful.
Which means he's going to totally get Shag, Marry, Chop totally wrong. Go ahead, Dale.
Okay. I'm going to shag Priscilla because it's been a while since I've had a threesome or a 5-some, and I really kind of need that in my life.
How long has it been?
Many years, more than many years. But in my past, there have been many of those many people situations. So have no fear.
Why is that, Dale?
And birds.
Can we keep this about the topic?
I'm gonna make him blush. I swear to God, I'm gonna make him blush. All right.
Okay. I'm going to. This is a tough one because I really love both of them. I'm going to.
Dog wins.
Come on, go. Pick Oliver, Dale. You know you're picking him. Let's go.
I know it's
that
so
dog.
I'm going to pick Oliver because, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, so cute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're just adorable. And I can't even believe I'm saying it out loud, but I'm going to chop the owner of Peanut. He is so hot.
You said no to the nuts.
Where do you see a black furred squirrel? I've never seen one.
I know, my backyard.
Yeah.
All the time.
Right. Really? Black furred?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Kal Gajraj,
Well, you have black squirrels and you have squirrels.
Oh.
Mitch, please.
Mitch, please.
That was good, Cal. That was really good.
Okay, good.
Come on, Cal. I know you were all sexed up in Mexico, but try to.
Oh, I know. So this makes me believe in open relationships because all three of them can get it.
Yeah.
But I'm a dog lover, so.
By the way, note to South Florida, there's truth to this. Okay.
I will marry Oliver because he is a dog lover, and our dogs are good.
You went out of order.
Oh.
Shag.
Oh.
You're Shag.
I'm shagging.
Have you ever played this game before?
Yes.
You ever been to Hits Happening Out?
I've had a couple shots.
Yeah, okay.
I was just so excited about Oliver that I just wanted to say his name first. But I'm going to shag Peanut's dad. No, sorry, not Peanut's dad. Priscilla's dad, because he's super sexy. And I'm going to marry Oliver's dad. And I'm going to chop Peanut's dad because that's a rodent. It's not a pet.
Oh, Cal, see, we're the same person.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, honestly, and I never get into Shag, Marry, Chop because I want you all to do it. But I will make a comment. When you started, I said, oh my gosh, this is so incredibly obvious. And every single one of you rejected it. It's for sure Peanut. And you know why? It's very interesting to me as you watch this. He is able to wear sweatpants and look good in them. That is so rare and it is so unique, and that boy is on fire. On fire.
Because I posted him on.
Priscilla's
have you had him on Miami Gay List?
I've had his videos, his TikToks on Gay List.
Yeah.
I never was a hottie.
Just absolutely, dude.
He lives here?
No.
Gay List is,
Dale goes all over the world to find
him.
Yeah. He's got this Brazilian fetish. Oh,
well, hello. Later. I mean, like, come on.
Right, exactly. No, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. Remind me of that. Which one is in Miami?
The one who's getting heavily shagged by this
hola.
group.
That's why the bird speaks Spanish, because they're in Miami.
Yeah, Priscilla.
The bird goes, hola.
And he is cute too. But the parrots, wow, that's really, really tough. But he's beautiful too.
He got really shagged a lot by this group tonight.
Let's. Exactly, he did. All right, so that is Shag, Marry, Chop, and we play it every week. Before we end the show, we're going to introduce you. Let's move to food. We introduce you to our sponsor, Jet's Pizza. If you're coming to South Florida, you have to try the pizza of choice for the LGBTQ community, and of course, that's Jet's Pizza. I love their cauliflower crust. It's awesome. So good. We are getting ready to enjoy it right here in the studio. Well, that's it, South Florida. That's it, America. Another week with you and the world's first and most popular LGBTQ talk show in the world. But before we sign off, let's hear from our host one final time for a good night. Let's begin with a good night from Kal Gajraj.
Good night, everyone. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We made you laugh. We didn't make you cry. And you're keeping your New Year's resolutions.
Are you keeping your new?
Oh, yes.
Are you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Did you keep your resolution at the top of the pyramid?
That was international. So resolutions only exist in continental U.S.
Oh, okay. We're going to talk after the show.
Yes.
All right. And a good night from Dale Stine.
Well, it's been a great, fun evening with this crazy crew, and I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. And as we move into, again, Black History Month, I remind you to honor your own inner thoughts and maybe your own unacknowledged anti-racist thoughts, and to give a look into yourself. UnityOnTheBay.org.
Excellent. And a good night from John Hayden.
Well, good night, everyone. Finally, before we go, I want to give big props to the Mexican Soccer Federation, which is taking steps to ban fans who shout a very, unfortunately, popular gay slur during soccer matches. They're using technology to enforce this, not just, oh, I heard something. And the first test of it will come this weekend at a World Cup qualifying match down in Mexico. So thank you very much to them.
Excellent. And John, help us just use the first letter of the slur that's being yelled at Mexican matches. Do you know?
I do not.
Yeah, I believe it's the F word. All right. And a special good night from that girl. What's her name?
Batgirl.
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 Batgirl. As long as it's not Fat Girl. That's all that matters, all right? So look, it's the end of January, right? And we all made our resolutions at the beginning of the year, and I already broke mine. I said I wasn't going to curse as much. Too late. I said, what? You almost spit up your drink, Al. I said I wasn't going to have sugar. Forget about it. But you know what? I'm going to be kind to myself and say that it's okay, and I can start again tomorrow, but I won't. That's true. I love cursing and I love sugar. Anyway, make sure that you catch me back on here. Queer News Tonight a couple times a week. We're back here on It's Happening Out. And your favorite morning show, the FayWhat Show, Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Please watch, subscribe, follow me along, and, come on this journey with me. We're having a blast.
Just in full disclosure for FayWhat.
Oh my God!
Wait, what happened?
John,
is that the meme
my
of the week?
Hollywood
John
Pride.
writing something. That's not a
I
surprise.
videoed that. I filmed that.
Unusual.
Yeah. My Hollywood Pride this last Saturday. We had fun. I have to tell you, Faye, I hate forever. And
Why?
here's why I hate Faye forever. On February 1st, next Tuesday, we will become the first LGBTQ network in broadcast television in history. News, entertainment, social, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. First ever. Does representation matter? Of course it does. And Faye is going to beat me to it on Monday, January 31st, because Roku is going to broadcast her one day early than Queer News Tonight.
Yes.
Child, how did that happen?
Bitch, please.
And bitch, please. Exactly. All right. So, is what you watch tonight important to you? You sat right here at the LGBTQ kitchen table right along with us. It's just a little different because there's 50,000 of us at the table. Gay Days. June of 2018, the planning of the first LGBTQ talk show began. We talked about it with my RuPaul friends 10 years earlier, but no one accomplished it. We talked and talked and talked, and no one did it. A gay The View, that's what we all wanted. So when It's Happening Out launched in September of 2018, by the way, we've been on every Wednesday night since September of 2018. It was something brand new. By the way, we were terrible. I hate going back and looking at those. I hate it because we were terrible. We tried to improve as hundreds of thousands watched us while we were trying to do it. Since we now have the most popular LGBTQ website in America. No easy feat. Added other shows in daily news, Girl L importance, drag queen entertainment, trans T importance, religion, and more. We believe in our community. And we walk the walk and talk the talk. Next Tuesday, the first LGBTQ network in the world will launch in broadcast television. Ever. Next Wednesday, February 2nd, It's Happening Out will launch and create history again for this show as the first live LGBTQ talk show on broadcast television ever. We will bring the funny, the silly, the sexual, the political, the cultural, and everything else under the L, the G, the B, the T, the Q's sun. Our community deserves it, and we thank Roku, Apple, Google, and Amazon for thinking our community is important enough to provide that space. So, for all of us, we hope you'll gather right along with us. Everyone here understands this incredible opportunity. And to the entire LGBTQ community, we'll try not to let you down. And we'll try not to be terrible. We are here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. live. Don't forget, Queer News Tonight is daily at 8 p.m. and our lifestyle magazine is Hotspots. It's been here for 36 years and counting to document your story. So remember, if it's important to you, it's happening out. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.